Everything is clean, it is organized, I know where things are. I fixed up spices that needed to be refilled, all the things. Found some sweet potatoes I'm gonna can. So, with every pantry challenge comes organization. Organization starts with cleaning out your pantry. You may think you know all the things you have in your pantry because you can kind of give it a glance or a quick look, and you will know a large part of what's in your pantry. But until you start emptying your pantry, you really don't realize just how many things you have in there, or things that maybe you don't have in there that you thought you did. So today I am tackling my upstairs pantry to get prepared for the 2-week June pantry challenge. I'm going to be doing 2-week pantry challenges for the month of June, July, and August. And this is really to help keep me organized, for one thing, but two, it's to help teach how on a small scale, how we can start small and kind of change our mindset about how we manage our grocery budgets, how we manage our pantries, and that we would just be good stewards with what we have. And that really just starts with cleaning things out and seeing what is it that we have. And as you can see, I have a lot of things that is in this old coat closet that we turned into my upstairs pantry when we had to redo the kitchen. I've never had a pantry. I've always had excess I did in buckets and things down in my garage or in the laundry room down in the basement. And that just didn't always work out because you're always going up and down the stairs and it's just not handy. And so when we were able to redo the kitchen, I wanted this coat closet to become my pantry for the upstairs for those items. And that way I didn't have to have buckets and all that kind of stuff in my garage taking up space I didn't have, or in my laundry room. And in my laundry room, what I ended up doing was moving all of my canned goods, my home canned goods, and I have a system down there that I set up. And I'll leave that video in the cards and in the description if you're interested in seeing how I set that up. But this is for those quick and easy things to grab and pick up. And so that's what I'm doing today. Alright guys, I got everything out other than I just vacuumed out the closet. These are just, I put under the shelf. These are just like my little wet mops, and then these are the dry ones. I'll just keep that there. So this was just an old coat closet that we turned into my pantry upstairs, and getting it cleaned out so I know what I have for the pantry challenge. The only thing on the top shelf is a gallon, I guess that's probably about 3/4 full of honey. And it goes up a little bit so I can stack. Oh, I also have this. I forgot about it. This is my, this is supposed to be one of my salves that I had put up there. This is the flowers of the goldenrod. Oh, and I have the beeswax. I'm gonna have to pull this out so I can actually make this, because there's nothing wrong with it. It'll just be super infused because I started that back in, I think it was end of September, beginning of October. So that was it. That's all. This is why you clean your pantry out. And there were a couple things I already saw that the chickens are going to get to enjoy. We don't eat a lot of cereal, but I found these 2 boxes pushed towards the back, and I'm sure they're stale because that's how I found them. So that's going to the chickens. I also found my son, this is one of his favorite chips, and it got pushed in the back. It's out of date and they had already been opened, so that will get tossed. But yeah, so I got all of this. So that In that basket, I still have some sweet potatoes. Um, so that was in there with all of these items, that too, this. And yeah, I pretty much knew where things were because I have things in baskets or labeled in containers, like that says dry fruit. And so yeah, I have all that. The only other thing over here was my pasta bucket, my coffee bean bucket, and some odds chips and things that I put way up in the top, and we have those. So I have to go through all of this, see what I have. I have been working hard on working through my einkorn all-purpose, and this is the all-purpose from Costco. I noticed the last time I was there it had went up. I think it went up $1 a bag. So, well, I think it's 2 bags, so I think it's actually 20 pounds. I think it went up $1 for 20 pounds. And I have one more of these, of the einkorn. I have a 10-pound there, and so I'm trying to get that stuff used up because it doesn't last forever. And yeah, so I'm gonna go through all this. Some of my spice stuff I need to refill, so I'll have it out. I'm gonna do all that. And I'm gonna get to, I found these dog treats. I bought my dogs beef liver, which is supposed to be so good for them, and they got pushed behind something and they haven't even got to try them yet. So that was a Costco haul several months back. So anyway, let me get to it. That's the snack bucket. I need to see what's down in there. Since the kids aren't in school, so that's not really been frequented since school let out. So anyway, you can see what I'm spending my afternoon on. So as you can see, gotta start somewhere. So I needed to move the produce that I had just pulled out of my garden earlier in the day. And now I have to go through spices, all the different things that I have, trying to get an idea of what I have used in the last 6 months, which is the last time I pulled everything out of the pantry, and what I need to replenish in my extra buckets that you see here on the counter. I have one for like pasta and coffees and teas and all that. And I kind of combined a few of them. I took my nuts, which is really nut and seed bucket, because I can only have almonds. So I only keep almonds in the house, but I do use like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, stuff like that. So I'll keep those kinds of things. And what I found is between that and the small amount of dried fruit that I keep, I didn't need 2 different buckets for each of those items. I could simply combine that bucket. So that's what I did. And that opened up a bucket that I could put all of my excess teas. I have a lot of teas. I like tea. I'm trying to make my own tea. And so this was helpful to now have a bucket to put those excess and just have some out at my little coffee tea station for the day to day, and not have every tea known to man out there because it gets a little overwhelming, and a lot of times I can't commit to what tea I want and then I won't drink it. So this I've already drank more tea after doing this, so this was a good thing for me. Um, After that, I have to start going through all the stuff on the table. It has all kinds of sugars. I have monk fruit. I have swerve. I find all these different things on there. I use these things periodically. Some people like them, some people don't, but I have blood sugar issues, and I find a lot of these items can be helpful for me and my blood sugar. But I know that's a personal preference kind of thing. I also keep brown sugar and stuff like that. I also have my kids' snack bucket that typically is more for during the school year with lunches, and it hasn't really been frequented since school's been out. So I have to go through that. Um, and I just keep finding more spices as I'm cleaning through things. And I'm also finding things that I need to use, because as I'm going through these, I am looking at my dates. To me, the most important thing about your pantry and being a good steward is checking those sell by dates and rotating the oldest and leaving your newest. That is how you do it. Hey guys, you can see my table again. I do have some stuff now on the counter for dinner. I am working on that. Of course, this is an easy one, thank the Lord, because that pantry took longer than I thought. I just have to heat up the meat and cut up some lettuce. And I actually found things by cleaning up, like I found this little guacamole mix. So it needs to be used by the end of this month. So I have some avocados, so I'm gonna make some guac. I also found some shells that these needed to be used up. They're fixing to go out at the end of July, so I'm using them tonight. And yeah. Okay, so you can see this is my dinner menu. This is where all my peoples go to know what's going on, what's mom having for dinner. So some of this is more shorthand. I didn't write out the whole title for the casserole tomorrow. I just put chicken casserole. It will be served with brown rice, which I found a lot of half opened bags. I have filled all of my jars. Everything is refilled. So thankful. So that one's going to have brown rice with it. And I wanted to have some melon. So that was another reason I was thinking I wanted to get a watermelon, unless I find a decent looking cantaloupe or something like that. So I switched tacos to tonight because that was what was going to work for my family. So we're having tacos tonight. We're going to have the chicken casserole tomorrow, pasta with salad on Thursday. Then on Friday we're going to do the Mississippi marinated chicken with some potatoes. I think I'm going to do like some smashed potatoes and green beans. I got green beans coming out of the garden. Saturday we're doing leftovers because I still have I bet I still have 4 pounds of the Boston butt pork roast. So I was thinking for John and I may do like some baked potatoes, and he's been asking for an Asian slaw. I had some cabbages come out of the garden. So my boys both work on Saturday nights, so I thought I might do that. Sunday, Father's Day, we're going to do the smashed burgers with some oven fried potatoes. As you can see, I have slaw there, so I was kind of thinking I can make enough for 2 days. I've got to do a dessert. I think originally I had an apple pie, but I just made an apple pie for the church thing. So I'm thinking I might do a cake for him with a buttercream icing. So that's like his favorite. Then we're going to have homemade pizzas on Monday. And then I'm going to do on Tuesday the oven fried chicken, which that's the tipper from Appalachia, Celebrating Appalachia. Some potatoes and zucchinis, because I know I'm going to have more zucchinis coming out of the garden. I actually have a really good corn and zucchini casserole that I took to church for the last potluck, and I might make that night. I don't know. I'll leave it open, see how I feel. But yeah, so this is my dinner menu for the first week of the challenge, and lunches are leftovers, eggs, all the things that I've already mentioned. Breakfast tomorrow, one of my goals is to get granola made because my granola bucket is empty. I didn't get to that today because in my pantry, hold on, let me turn on my light. I was doing all of this. Getting it all in order, knowing what everything is, where everything's at, where my backups are, all the things. And so I even have a basket now for my light. It just stays on for a second. For my granola, so I just pull out my granola basket to make my homemade granola. So that was one of the things I did. Extra spices. So yeah, I'm very proud of how well this came out. It's sad to me that it took me this long because I just did this 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So it goes to show you how quick your pantry can become unruly. So nobody wants an unruly pantry because honestly, it ends up with a lot of waste. And I'm happy to say there wasn't any waste, and I think it's because I had just done this 6 months ago when I got ready and I did the pantry challenge in January and February. So I had a really good idea, and you can see I'm still benefiting working through things. Like this is the last of my Costco flour. I have it filled up over there, and I have that. And then I have one more 10-pound bag of the einkorn, and then what's filled up over there. And of course I have tons of kamut and things like that I can mill myself. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I think it looks really good. It's organized. I know where things are. I like how I set it up a little bit better this time, and yeah, I'm feeling good about it. And so that's really all I need to go and get are those few things. I did kind of clean out the refrigerator. Honestly, it wasn't too terribly bad. I have some vegetables in there because I'm pulling stuff out of the garden, and if I can't get to it, I like to put it in there. So yeah. So this is for week 1, and I hope that you will take the challenge. If you go to the links in the description, you can get either menu. I will tell you, I like the second menu better, the way I formatted it. I'm trying different things. If you want to do your own menu and you kind of want to put your own touch on it, and you want to use the same kind of tools like I did, just go to canva.com, go to the free side of it. And there's like a documents one that you can go into, and you can search within it for free menu templates and things like that. If you like to do all that, if that helps you stay organized, you may just like a piece of paper and pen. You can do all that too. But remember, the important part is make a budget, make a plan. Remember to have grace when life happens. But do all that you can to work towards that goal. And remember to take out the cash. Take out the cash for your grocery budget so that whatever amount left over, you can put that in your little kitty to go towards whatever your financial goal is for the savings that you're going to have by cooking at home, by making things with things you already have. Adding to things you already have is going to save you a lot on your budget. And I'm not telling you to deplete your pantry. You can see my pantry's not going to be deplete. I'm telling you to use the items in your pantry so that you can rotate and put new things on your pantry. And that's how you do it. When you catch sales on certain things that you know you eat, your family eats, then that's what you put. You put it in the back and you just roll things around. With that, I will throw in what this looks like when I'm all the way done. And I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay guys, it's late. Just got back from Walmart. I went after dinner. I just ran there because it's close and it was still open. I got 2 watermelons. They were like $4.47. So that'll be good for this week. I have some bananas. I did find some apples in the crisper. So I have apples, bananas, watermelon. I did buy some cherries. I think they were $3.43 a pound. I got the broccoli I needed for tomorrow night. I got spinach for another night. I don't even remember now, but that goes for a different recipe. My son asked for some celery, and I just barely had any, so I picked that up. Some green onions, coming up, some ginger, and I got some russet potatoes so I can bake some potatoes for the leftover. The night we do leftovers of the pulled pork, I want to do like a pulled pork spud kind of thing. And this was my great shopping haul. I do not have a clean receipt because I had to get animal food and some toiletries for my kids and stuff. So I'll have to look at the receipt. I'll put in the description what the total was, but it wasn't that much. That's it. I don't need anything else for now. I am planning on keeping probably about $40 cash for any, like if I need, when my milk goes bad, and for any kind of like, if I need to replace, I know I'm going to replace bananas. Those won't last 2 weeks. And any kind of fresh thing like that. And I'll show you that as we go along. But anyway, let the challenge begin.